Welcome. So very good morning, one and all. On behalf of our most respected Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, who is the founder of this Amity Universe, we call it, Amity Universities and Graduate Schools, many others, including a 175-acre built area of the St. John's University and medical colleges there in Long Island, New York. So having 15, 16 campuses abroad. And also our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Atul Chauhan, and our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Balvinder Shukla, who might be joining online. And on behalf of all the faculty of AMSAR, Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research, and all the students and all fraternity of Amity fraternity, I welcome, and the faculty of other Amity fraternity, I welcome all the dignitaries from the DHARAMSHILA Cancer Foundation and Research Center, or the DHARAMSHILA Cancer Hospital and Narayana, DHARAMSHILA Narayana hospital, and also the Mansi Chakraborty Foundations, Dr. Chakraborty, and I do not know anybody else, any other persons. Yeah, okay, right now, okay, and right. So It's a great occasion today, and on my behalf, I also welcome all the dignitaries once again. And it's a great occasion today that we are signing a MoU with a excellent medical organizations and medical and research organization, I would say. So this is today is two MOUs to be signed with the AUP and DHARAMSHILA Cancer Foundation and Research Center, and the AUP with the Mansi Chakraborty and Foundation MCF. This is very familiar name, MCF. These are cancer researcher. The breast cancer cell line is called MCF7. MCF. So I welcome at the outset. I welcome Dr. Subharsha Khanna, the president of DCFRC. And so I met her. She immediately recognized me in the outside of this room. So when I took over as a director in the ICPO, which is now called an ICPR in Noida. So when I came to Noida from Maulana Azad here, so the nearest hospital was the DHARAMSHILA Cancer Hospital. So I learned that this is the best place I can collaborate. And then immediately we talked, and we had, she came to the institute also. I went there and we had quite a few meetings and both sides, and then we signed the MOU. So since then we had a collaboration, but MOU after 5 years perhaps not renewed. So after some time I retired from there and went to Delhi University. So it's great that you recognized me. I was also, and when I heard that I will give a surprise when she comes. So I hope she will be able to recognize if I say. So that's a great journey. Now we are also again signing the MOU where I'm also chairman of this MOM, sir. So it's a great opportunity to welcome you here. And Dr. Chakraborty, Suparna Chakraborty, he is a director, bone marrow transplant and immunology, and from the same hospital. And we know, I know him. We have already rather collaborated already since Dr. The last name, Dr. Sarita Jaiswal, she was registered here. She was very much interested to do PhD. So with her, we have almost 7-8 PhD scholars from medical background at this moment, and one is already awarded PhD. But it's a great opportunity. Since then, I think it is 3 years back almost. It's before COVID, and these are the two personality. Dr. Chakraborty and Dr. Jaiswal was the great help for us, and because I stay very near, just 4 minutes or 5 minutes drive from my house. So it's the last border of the Noida, and it is the first of Delhi's. So I prefer to go there. Yeah, never. So it was a great help, not only me and my family, Dr. Subriti Biswas, Dr. Manoj Garg, they were in a very serious condition. And also Dr. Manoj Kumar, his mother was there in the serious conditions also. But that was all looked after by, because he was, it so happened that they both were in charge of this, the COVID. And they were the also taking care of the COVID patients and all in the hospital. So it was a great help. I remember when I was I don't know, it was because my wife was a very serious condition. And I remember we were having some mask and all. He was having, Dr. Chakraborty having all the gowns and all this, and then he said just, I'm Dr. Chakraborty. I remember that thing. Well, please, please take care of my wife. So we will try. We will see that what is. So that's a great the faith on them. And I have seen that it's not that we are signing MOU because I'm telling exaggeratedly, but no, I have given so many patients also referred to many of the at the moment that Dr. Pankaj Sharma is there still. He is a lung cancer, metastatic lung cancer, but he is more than a year now, doing very fine. So most important is this hospital is the patient care. So that I have seen that everybody you talk to them, they try to help you and tell, and they are cooperative from top to bottom. That's a great thing. And then, and I am sure this hospital will go much higher ahead, and they will do very good. And all the physician doctors, they are very helpful, and so that's excellent. We will, but at the same time, they are good researcher, and that proof is Dr. Sarita. So she has gone to the international meeting and a lot of good, and it will good publications in the abstracts, very good. And the one which we were just discussing, the haploidentical. So many people not understand that is because that is that half the haploid genome is the father and mother, and the child gets the 23 from chromosome from the mother, 23 from the father. So it becomes 2n, they diploid. But the HLA to be totally matched to give the bone marrow transplantation, but it is half. The haploid means you can do with the father or the mother. So they can, I do not know many of the other that modification they have done, but the father can give or mother can give to their child the blood so that it can be easily transplant can be given. So the bone marrow transplantation. So this is a new thing that they have started it, and first in India. So that's a great congratulations for that, and many more such research activity will come in. And so I will not extend much. I would later, Dr. Selvamurthy will tell about the universities, but I welcome, and there is Dr. Naveen Sharma, he has not come. So he was supposed to come, he was the chief operating officer, and then Dr. Manish Tandon, the cardiac anesthetist. So it's very important area, and no surgeon can do without the help of the anesthetist. So, and Dr. Gitali Bhagavati, no, she is here. So it is wrongly written. I think it is microbiologist. You are yeah. Welcome to Amity, and Dr. Sarita, of course, she is our member of the family. We call it, and and also lastly, but not the least, Dr. Ravin Tawar. So that's great from in favor of the Mansi Chakraborty Foundation. Welcome, madam. So I once again welcome all the people, and also Dr. Selvamurthy, from our side, the president of ASTIP, that is Amity Science, Technology and Innovation Foundation. So that is in addition to the university academic system and university vice chancellor, we have a separate unit who looks after the all innovative research and patents and all innovation aspects and technology transfer and all. Today also we have a technology transfer. It's a great technology called Rootonic. So that is the root fungus. It grows in the fungus. It's a symbiotic. And this fungus has been modified that this fungus can produce the spore. And this fungus can act as a growth factor for the plants. It's an excellent growth factor. And it has been already 4 companies have been transferred to this technology. Today is the one, the what is that? I forgot. Agri-biotech. So it will be from Hyderabad, I think, and then this will be transferred today. So that is from microbiology. Our Professor Verma has discovered that, and it has been a really boon. So there are several such technology have been transferred, and there is a DST added funded technology enabling center is there, of which he is the chief. I am the coordinator. So there are directors and all. So that is that is the take care of the technology that we publish and have developed technology, but it doesn't go to see the light of the day. So that's why when it is possible to transfer to the industry, that is TLR 4, 5, 6, then it goes to 7, 8, 9, and then it is goes to the society. So this is briefly about the and also our the register, Dr. Professor Dr. R.K. Kapoor. He was a faculty, but then to take the responsibility of the registrarship, because the registrar has resigned, our earlier registrar. So since he is also an army, so he has a lot of feathers on it. So, and then we have all other colleagues, and Dr. Suprajit Biswas, he have been coordinating. He is the director of this institute, and Professor Baligar, he is a stem cell and tissue engineering persons, and Professor Biswas, he is on cancer as well as immunology and all. So breast cancer and the liver cancer mainly, and also blood cancer he does. And Dr. Manoj Gar, he is a professor, and he is also a cancer biologist, mainly on the mRNA and all, and particularly in the pancreatic cancer and leukemia. So that is his area mainly, very, very briefly. And you can, I think, everybody can introduce yourself. I think, Professor Pallavi, she was Ramalingoswamy Fellow and Associate Professor.
Good morning, everyone.
Now promoted to Professor.
Dr. Pallavi Agrawal, and I work with breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and urinary bladder cancer, where we work on drug resistance and cancer recurrence. So those are the aspects we are trying to look for, novel therapeutics, to develop novel therapeutics for them.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Shinjini. I am assistant professor here and Wellcome Trust, DBT Wellcome Trust Fellow as well. So I'm working on oncogenic signaling pathway with respect to protein aggregation in oral cancer as well as colorectal cancer.
First.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome you wholeheartedly here. I'm Dr. Sonia Kapoor, Associate Professor. My area of research is breast cancer, and we specifically look at the microenvironment and try to look at how the microenvironment, which is surrounding the cancer, that assists in the metastasis as well as drug resistance. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Priyanka Jan. I'm assistant professor in EMSR. I'm primarily a bioinformatician, and currently I'm working on identification of LLPS in breast cancer. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Shilpi Gupta. I'm working on head and neck cancer, especially transcription factor regulation, mRNA regulation in oral cancer and cancer stem cells. Welcome to all.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Nilanjana Basu. I am a homeopathic physician, and I had done my PhD in molecular oncology under Dr. Das and Dr. Simran Tandon. My area of work is on breast cancer. I'm trying to find out the molecular mechanism of homeopathic medicines in breast cancer. Thank you.
I think now we please just Professor Selvamurthy is the president of the ASTIP, and he was already introduced. So here in DRDO. So now just briefly, 2 minutes just for in our department, the Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research. So it is having the 17 faculties at present, and I think six professors. 6 professors, and rest is associate professor, and 3 are assistant professors. So, and majority more than 8, 9, 10 or almost 12, but some are already accommodated as the professor or associate professor in the regular position, but there are still, I think, 8 Ramalingoswamy fellows are there. So working here, and there are the teaching and research is mainly around 65 PhD students are here, and there are the DHR and the scientist positions. There are ACMR scientists, and then this there are teaching courses that MSc in stem cell biology and cancer biology and molecular medicine. And also now the MSc in the clinical embryology. We have a collaboration with the Indian Fertility Society. And this society, we have 7 years before, we had a collaborations and MoU signing and joint course introduced, the diploma course in the assisted reproductive technology and the clinical assisted reproductive technology and clinical embryology. So that students, almost 20 to 24, 25 students every year we admit. And later from last year, this clinical embryology, as per the IVF new regulations, that the clinical embryology cannot be 1 year diploma, it should be 2 years MSc course. So this is the second batch running. They are doing MSc. So there are 4 MSc courses now program, and we have the BSc Honors Biochemistry. So we teach a lot of subjects that certainly the cancer immunology and the medical genetics and all basic biological sciences, and also the preventive oncology and statistics, and all subjects are covered, including the pharmacological aspects. And so this is, I will not go into much of the, and including clinical trials and all. So subjects are being taught. So these are regular courses running, and including the PhD programs. So this is all about, I just brief, I can tell you, and then if there is anything, Dr. Subrata Viswas can add. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Just I am giving my opening remarks and regarding the programs. So before that, just I am thankful to everybody to be here for this MoU signing. And this was a little bit pending for a long time, because we started the collaboration is a long time in 2019, and after 2020, Dr. Sharita joined here. And I don't know Dr. Suparna Chakraborty long before, since I came in India from US. And that time I was in Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences. So my expertise from the Vanderbilt was in hematopoietic stem cells. So I used to come the DHARAMSHILA conference over there, and I saw sir's talk. Then I meet sir in this hospital once. That is, sir, my expertise also in hematopoietic stem cells. So sir encouraging me for a long time. And subsequently we have a bad time in the COVID also. So I also very badly suffered in COVID, and I was admitted in AIMS emergency, but it was not working. Sir has taken his own initiative and bring me in the Dharamshala and give my life. And subsequently Dr. Manoj Gaur also went there. So we had a huge help from Dharamshala Hospital and the foundation for that. So I'm not taking too much time because it's thinking a little delay. So Dr. Shilpamurthy sir is our president, Amity Innovation, and he will talk about what we are doing and what are in Amity and how much fruitful about the MU. And sir is pushing me also to do more and more and collaboration with the more hospitals and industry for a long time. Sir, this for you.
Dr. Biswas, friends, let me first of all express our gratitudes to Madam, the most respected Dr. Suvarsha Kanaji, and also Dr. Chakraborty for this great partnership today we are building between Amity Group, not just only this Amity Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research. This partnership is going to be with the whole Amity Group. Honorable Founder President, Dr. Ashok Chauhanji, he has also joined us at this event right from the beginning. He is the architect of the Amity Education Group today, with 12 universities in India, 18 campuses abroad, 28 schools, with 200,000 students and 10,000 faculties, 5,000 PhD scholars. So with this Amity universe has been created by him, but he has much bigger dream for Amity Group. he wants to have Amity in every state of India. So we need to add maybe another 16 more or 17 more. And the latest one is in Bangalore, which we started last month, September. And we have started the admission of students, where we have both the school as well as the university together at one place, one campus. This is also a UK Harrow group has partnered for our school. So it is a school run by both together, Amity and Harrow partnership. Similar thing we are establishing in US campus also. We have our school, Harrow School in US campus, and also a global research hub, Amity Global Research. So like this, he has big dream, and this 18 campuses abroad, which is there in Dubai, Mauritius, Singapore, London, Romania, USA, we have 2 campuses, one in the Long Islands of New York, other one is in San Francisco. So he wants to have 50 campuses. So all this should happen in next one decade. And our chancellors, Dr. Atul Chauhan, Dr. Asim Chauhan, they're all working towards achieving this goal, which has been set, the big mission which he has given to all of us. And for Dr. Chauhan, it is the research and innovation should be the fulcrum, the common denominator in all our educational system, right from curriculum design, pedagogy, the delivery, and all this should be based on research and innovation to promote creativity, innovation, problem-solving ability. That is how the whole Amity group is being shaped up. And Dr. Mrs. Amita Chauhan looks after the schools. Today we have almost 30 schools, including this Harrow School and Harrow in US. So this group is really, and we have 700,000 alumni across, 7 lakh alumni across the globe. Imagine the next 10 years, what will be the force, Amity group. So the whole mission is, as your mission, madam, our mission is also to churn out the future global citizens who are endowed with knowledge, including spiritual knowledge. That is why the Havan, every activity we start with Havan, so that spiritual existence of ours is also nurtured. So we have knowledge with spiritual knowledge, skills including soft skills, behavior, good sanskars, values, resilience to face challenges. This is what we give in the education. So that is why DHARAMSHILA, the Cancer Foundation and Amity Group shares common philosophy and common practice which you have. So when I heard Dr. Das mentioning DHARAMSHILA, and you have saved lives in Corona, and you are saving lives, and you are making the quality of life of cancer patients better. So all this is a great noble service. So we place on record from Amity Group our gratitudes for all that you are doing, not only to the country, the humanity, but also to Amity Group, which you have given. And Das Group is already working. Amity Group is not a new partnership we are ab initio starting. It's already existing. We are just formalizing it, and we want to expand, deepen our collaboration between Amity Group and yours. My association with your organization, DHARAMSHILA, dates back more than 3 decades. When I was in DRDO, I was looking after INMAS as the Director General there. I was also Director INMAS for some time. That time we were coming out with a molecule, 2-deoxy-D-glucose, which is an analog of glucose, which is a radiosensitizer. So when you give it to the patients before radiotherapy, how do you selectively kill the sensitized, weaker cancer cells, but protecting the normal cell in the vicinity? So Dr. Dwarkanath, Dr. V.K. Jain, all of them, your center was a major center for us. Dinesh Singh, exactly. So your partnership started with me personally when I was in DRDO, and I used to review all this. And that drug is now introduced, and Dr. Reddy's laboratory has taken it, went through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, post-marketing surveillance, and then now it is there in the market. It was also repurposed for COVID, because the analogy is the same. Cancer cell being hyperactive is hungry for energy. So you switch off the energy powerhouse, then you have sensitized the cancer cell to make it weak. So you optimize the intensity of radiation in such a way that it kills selectively the sensitized weaker cancer cell and protecting the normal cell in the vicinity. So this same philosophy for corona, virus keeps multiplying, hungry for energy, switch off the energy so that it doesn't multiply. So we repurposed it and it saved a lot of lives. So thank you so much for this wonderful partnership. Now here again, we will facilitate, our aspiration for this MoU have gone up very high. And so I welcome also our very important, the other person is Dr. Suparna Chakravarti. I read his profile and he is a specialist in the field of that haploid bone marrow transplantation, haplo-identical bone marrow transplant. And he is the program director and he has also founded a very important Manshi Chakravarti Foundation. And today we are signing MoU with that foundation also. And this, I'm so grateful that you are rendering a great service through this foundation. I also welcome on behalf of founder and all of us in Amity, Dr. Daba, and also Dr. Manish Tendon, Dr. Gitali, and Dr. Sarita, who is already part of us and part of our Amity family, and all my colleagues here in Amity group. And now to come to something more about Amity research, because I said about Amity group. Amity today, we have filed 2016 patents. So this is today's number, 2016. Almost more than 250 are granted. And now we are translating them into product technology process to reach out to the people. So that focuses on now translational research. So even in this collaboration with the MoU, we are looking at some clinical trials of a triple conjugate, which he has developed, which is a known anti-tumor agent, curcumin and folate. Together, we are attacking cancer stem cell, not cancer cell, but cancer stem cell, so that there is no recurrence of the disease again after surgical removal, radiotherapy, chemotherapy. Cancer comes back because the stem cell is still there, cancer stem cell. So that is what we are now looking at in vivo studies, in vitro, very successful. And we'll come to you again for the clinical trials when it comes to the phase 1 clinical trials. So like this, we have many plans lined up through this collaboration. And we are looking forward to. Now, India's responsibility after this G20, S20, and also with Chandrayaan, the aspirations, expectation from the whole world has gone up. So the whole world is looking towards DHARAMSHILA Cancer Foundation, Amity. Where is the solution for cancer? Yes, for early diagnosis, prevention, control, management. So this is what our MoU should lead to, final deliverable solutions, very early diagnostic tools, maybe a biomarker. It could be a prevention, chemo prevention or whatever method by which you can prevent disease, the cancer, and also early pickup and then diagnosis and treatment. So all this, it will come out from this. We are expecting path-breaking outcome from this collaboration. Because when two great organizations come together, we won't add incremental knowledge to whatever is happening across the world. We need to bring revolutionary result in our Indian ecosystem. That model will give it to the world, whether it is bone marrow transplantation, that is haplo-identical BMT, or any other new approaches. This will come through this collaboration. So I am so grateful and also congratulate Dr. B.C. Das. We are very happy that we are having such icon in the field of cancer biology. He worked with Nobel laureate in Germany for 10 years in the early days. And he's a B.C. Rai awardee and fellow of all the 4 academies. And so such people are now looking after Amity Group and leading the research. Dr. Biswas, we brought him from ILBS, that is our liver disease. So from there, when founder president and myself went for their foundation day, we found this person, we brought him here. And now he's looking after liver cancer and heading all the research activities. So we are all, Amity is blessed to have such brilliant faculties. So thank you so much, and we will do. I am sure you are all waiting, hungry to collaborate with them and then bring out fast. The days are limited. Our life is limited. So we have to do things faster. And this is a force multiplier. MoU is synergy between the Cancer Foundation, which you have, Dharamshila Cancer Foundation, and also with Amity Group. I wish all the best. And we will keep monitoring. Founder President has established a Directorate of Outcome. This Directorate of Outcome, now today we are signing the MoU. We will keep asking what is happening every month or every 3 months. We will review what is coming out so that it's not just signing a paper. And we will also have a steering committee, joint steering committee, so that there is a 6-monthly review taking place, so that there is a pressure on both sides to achieve many things under the MoU in research, academics, services, capacity building, and all this we can do under this MoU. Madam, thank you so much. Grateful. And Dr. Suresha Kanaji, she radiates happiness, bliss, and also I see the nobility and with which she is serving the whole nation. And we place on record our gratitudes to you and to Dr. Chakravarti, who is spearheading this mission, that we will certainly work with you to find out and contribute to your mission, to our mission jointly. Thank you so much.
Just I want to introduce Dr. Shubhecha Khanna. Dr. Besidas sir and Shilomati sir already told about that. She is the current president of DHARAMSHILA Cancer Foundation and Research Center in New Delhi, and she is a member of several prestigious organizations like International Union Agent Cancer, Indian Society of Medical and Pediatric Oncology, Indian Academy of Pediatrics, Indian Medical Association, Healthcare Providers of the India, Delhi Medical Association of the Rotary Club, Delhi Central. Dr. Khanna also received Women Achiever Award from Amity University, ma'am. So we know you very well. Even today, founder sir is absent, but he is continuously giving message to me regarding you, and VC ma'am also want to meet you in office, but she is also in back-to-back meeting. So definitely we arrange the campus tour for all of you. Dr. Monish, my friend from ILBS, already introduced today. I also met with Dr. Gitali also and Ramesh ma'am. So this is your term, ma'am. So okay. Dr. Ramesh sir is a vice president of Dharamshila Cancer Foundation and Research Center. Nice to ma'am to be here. Yes, ma'am. It's your.
She was professor of pathology at All India Medical Institute, and then she joined Dharamshila. She was head of the department of pathology, and right now she's working on 2 projects, one on cancer prevention and one on Disha. So I'll let her talk about the Disha a little later.
Okay. Ma'am, you can, yeah. Your thought about the.
I'm really humbled and honored coming to this prestigious institution. After listening to all of you, I feel like a small fry, literally a small fry. But really, and Dr. Chauhan, great job you are doing. So nice to hear all about you. Dr. Das, I know. And okay, sorry. Dr. Okay, Dr. Kapoor. Okay. I made a small remark about you downstairs when they asked me to put ahuti for the havan, and they said कि हमारे जो है हवन से सब कुछ शुरू होता है. तो मैंने कहा कपूर साहब हैं, कहते हैं हाँ कपूर साहब है. मैंने कहा खन्ने कपूर यही करतूते करते हैं. कपूर के साथ कपूर भी डालते हैं, खन्ने कपूर यही करते हैं. तो हम भी यही सब कुछ हवन वगैरह करते रहते हैं. Now, I was asked to share my experiences and views. My journey is also a very humble journey, you see. So we started thinking about this hospital, and some motivation was there. And the motivation was, we were concerned, I was concerned about, you see, non-availability of comprehensive cancer care in the capital of India, when we were fighting a lone battle with the prostate cancer, forced my father. And that was from 1981 to 88. So after he passed, so we took help from USA, and we were told day one that he's not going to survive for more than a month or so. And that wasn't acceptable to me. But with help from there, USA, so we put him on some research drugs. He responded to some, he did not respond to some, but he lived for 7 years. 6.5 years were very fruitful, working like all of us, normal. But last 6-7 months were very bad. So what we were doing at that time was palliative care. Without realizing, I had not heard of the word palliative care at that time, but we were doing palliative care at that time. So after he was gone, you see, I had that kind of burning desire to change this environment of cancer, you see. So negative. It was so negative, whether it was government, whether it was government doctors, even people at Tata Memorial, negative. You see, outright on my face, nothing can be done. And to hear that from your father is something. So that kind of, there was a burning desire to change this environment of transformation of cancer care in India, especially the North India, because we are North Indian. And when I inquired at that time, there was no cancer hospital in the private sector in the entire North India. And government hospital, IRCI, 25-bed hospital, only cancer. Such a big institution, only 25 bed. And what was I told? We only cure. We all have only 25. Can't blame them. Nothing can be done for your father. So that was the motivation for starting into this. So I motivated myself. She motivated me. I motivated her. And then you see family, friends, other cancer patients also. Being a pediatrician, you see, I was doing practice. So meeting so many grandparents and parents of the children I was looking after. So talk to all those people. And in unison, we all said, yes, it has to be done. It has to be done. We registered Dharamshila Cancer Foundation as a society. And there was one mission. We want to become leader in North India in cancer prevention, comprehensive cancer care, palliative care, which my father got. And I did not know it is called palliative care. I found that out years later. Years later, I found out that's called palliative care. And then, of course, the teaching and training and research. So that was the objective, to start this organization. We were very fortunate with the blessings of the Almighty. Within 4 years of registering this foundation, we commissioned the hospital. We were dancing with joy, and we were in the seventh heaven when the commissioning was done. But the joy evaporated immediately. I was entrusted with fulfilling the mission of the organization as a director of the hospital. And being a pediatrician, I had no knowledge, I had no skills, I had no experience, no money. I had nothing but was passion. That's all I had at that time. And when the hospital started, you see, I was feeling like a fool, absolutely ignorant fool. Absolute ignorant fool, I was feeling. God's grace, things started improving. The thing which hit me the most was the lack of trained manpower. You see, the oncologists, the nurses, the initial staff we had was just MD medicine or MS surgery. And no experience of, you see, they were trained at All India Medical Institute, small 25-bedded hospital. Hardly any cancer surgeries were being done. Just chemotherapy was being done. And of course, the radiation department was there. So we had people who had just done the residency from there. They were our initial core staff. That's how we started. But then you see, I had to address this problem. And 5 years of advocacy with the National Board of Examination to start the DNB programs, you see. They were having the MCH and the DM program, and that were available only with the medical colleges, medical hospital, not in the private sector. National Board of Examination were doing this DNB program for specialties and super specialties, but not in medical oncology and not in surgical oncology. And for 5 years, बहुत काम है, बहुत काम है. अभी ये रहने दो, नया है, बहुत काम है. But our good luck, finally we succeeded and we became India's first hospital to start the DNB program in medical oncology in 2001 and 2004 surgical oncology. Subsequently, we added 8 more DNB programs in other specialties and super specialties. When Abdul Kalam Sahab became the president of India, we were about to install our second linear accelerator. And we were all excited. Let's call him for inauguration. So we called him for inauguration, and that was a lot of excitement. Excitement, one part, but it was very tiring. It was very exhausting and very tiring. I was going through a slip disc at that time. And my God, it was horrible. Before that, we were inviting on every Founders Day any one of the politicians. And that day I decided no more politicians for this hospital because I can't handle that. Then there was another dream of mine, you see. That dream was the bone marrow transplant to Sudan. I had made the infrastructure for it. I was looking for the staff, the faculty to run it. And many people came and went. They didn't like us or we didn't like them or whatever happened. And finally, by God's grace, Superno and they came. They rejected our infrastructure.
I'll never forget that.
And we had put in so much labor, we had put in so much effort, and that was under the guidance of Dr. Dr. Maman Chandi from Valor. You see, both of us had gone to him to learn about it. Ramesh and me had gone there to learn how to do it, what to do it. He was very helpful. He gave us the drawings, how to do it, what to do it. Before execution, we called him to see this is the area. ठीक है, सब कुछ ठीक है. He approved it. And these two came. outright rejection. Outright rejection. He wasn't speaking and she was whispering in his ear, ये ठीक नहीं है, ये ठीक नहीं है, ये ठीक नहीं है, ये ठीक नहीं. So then they told me कि ये करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है, and they went back to Calcutta. And I said, ये कैसे होगा? नहीं हो सकता, नहीं हो सकता, नहीं हो सकता, मैं कहाँ से लाऊंगी? He went back to Calcutta, but he told me what all is he required, does he require. I was so disheartened, so disappointed कि 5 साल के बाद कोई बंदा मिला ये सुनने के लिए. I was going home and suddenly the thought came to my mind that we had constructed a new block and one floor, you see, we had not done anything. It was just kind of the dhancha, nothing else. That was a Saturday, I think. I went home on Sunday and I started making drawings, you see, of whatever he had done. So I made the drawing, came back on Monday, called my engineer, and I said, मेरे को जो याद था measurement कि ये कमरा इतना बड़ा, ये कमरा इतना बड़ा, 18 by 20, 20 by 22. I made the drawings. Just go and measure it and correct it. Marginally 1 feet here and a half feet here. So we corrected the drawing, handmade drawing. I couriered it to him. He says, yes, this is what I want. Remember that? So it took us 6 months to kind of get it to his taste and what. But जो इसने दौड़ाया मेरे को. ओहो, लैब्स को ये करो, इसको ये करो, वो करो, भगा के, डरा के, मरा. It's not cheap. Well, it wasn't cheap by that time. They had become financially kind of hating, but the desire that I'm going to fulfill my dream, that kind of I agreed to everything he said. Acceptable, non-acceptable, I accepted everything. And we had that ready. And then we called Dr. Maman Chandi to look at that. Maman Chandi came and he said, but that was on that block. I said, no, ये नया block है. ये है, ये है, ये है, ये भी है, ये है, ये भी है. ये नहीं होगा, नहीं ये भी है. Because by that time she had moved to Calcutta and Tatas had given him that. So now he had the concept about the new thing. The earlier he gave me was the old one, and this was it. So the day we were going to start it, the whole night, according to his whims and fancies, you see, me and my interior decorator, we were doing everything under the sky for the children. This is a car room, this is a farmhouse, this is a bird's room, this is this room, this is that room. So puri raat jagaya. Puri raat jagaya. But then by the morning, it was like मेरे को दुनिया मिल गई है. पता नहीं क्या मतलब क्या मिल गया है. स्वर्ग मिल गया कि क्या मिल गया. I was so excited, and the minute other people started coming, I said before we kind of fumigated, तू भी देख ले आके ये बन गया, तू भी देख ले कि क्या हो गया, तू भी देख ले ये क्या गया. That was excitement. And finally we did it. On the same floor, the lab is there. He got 2 of the labs remodeled for his work, and nobody can enter my area. Nobody can enter my area. But we listen to all his whims and fancies. Why did we listen to him? He was not doing it for himself. He was doing for his patients. What he does for his patients, even I can't do it. I think I'm a good pediatrician. I used to look after my patients very well. But what he can do, nobody can. Middle of the night, the resident calls him, the patient ko diarrhea ho gaya. वो जागे हुए हैं. स्टूल की पिक्चर लेके भेजो. स्टूल की पिक्चर जाएगी, and then he'll say, इसको ये करो, वो करो. So dedicated, absolutely dedicated. मेरे से लड़ाई, दूसरों से लड़ाई, A से लड़ाई, B से लड़ाई, किसके लिए लड़ाई? पेशेंट के लिए लड़ाई. पेशेंट के लिए लड़ाई. बेचारी सविता को exciting reputation among the staff, I can assure you. But लड़ाई करने के बाद what he achieved, it was worth it. It was worth it. Then prevention, I think I'll let her talk about prevention. I have the figures. अगर slide में नहीं डाल सकते हो? Because I won't remember the figures. You see, before, after commissioning registering the Dharamshila Cancer Foundation Research Center, we had no land, no nothing. So we were going to schools and colleges and doing these cancer detection camps. Lots of friends and doctors would go and do it. And we were doing it very, I would say, shabbishly. Shabbish. But it wasn't. But after the hospital started, you see, then we kind of have a free cancer detection clinic. The clinic was started, but my God, to get the people to go to that clinic for cancer screening, it was like we are asking them to kind of doing a blunder. Nobody would come. So we started from house to house, from college to college, to school, to sensitize these people that prevention is better than cure. And if we detect it early, this can happen, that can happen. But still, even then, a lot of people were not coming. Then we decided to get a bus. So that we got the bus that was fitted with the mammography machine, the X-ray machine, facilities for doing pap smear, oral examination, and all that. And 100-kilometer radius, all this free cancer screening, and then it picked up. We've lost the data till 2010, And this data she gave me after 2018, but we digged out data from 2010. But I think Anju is working on it. We will take out that data. So,
screening is for any form of cancer.
I'll tell you. So first the cancer awareness lecture, we have done 559 cancer awareness lecture after 2010. Abhi पुरानों का मेरे पास हिसाब गुम है. Okay. Then we sensitized 72,388 people. We screened 20,381 persons. Suspected cancer in 1,178. Confirmed cancer in 101. And while we were doing screening, we were not doing ideally the focus was on only screening the oral cancer, the prostate, the breast, and the cancer. That was the focus. But the staff was trained to detect anything and everything. Behave like a GP. Behave like a GP. You were a cancer specialist, all right, but behave like a GP. So we also diagnosed other benign diseases, 1,498.
Just 3 years, Danny, but it's not the total data, it's just 3 years data from 18 onwards. When I started doing it after retiring out, full time, and shit everything.
So
did you publish this in Lancet? She has a publication coming out.
अभी इसके और है अभी गुम हुआ हुआ डेटा को मिलेगा.
File is missing in this whole thing. We started right from day one.
So we'll find out. We'll find out.
AI.
Yes.
We can help in that. Yes. We have a AI center of excellence here.
Research. Next slide. About the research, you see, as I told you, we started having these students, and then we have 29 research theses, which our DNB students have been doing. And we have 178 publication, department-wise, we've written which department, how many. Then paper and poster presentations are 82. And then the conference is organized, you see, from the day we commissioned the hospital. Even before we commissioned the hospital,
We used to have lectures.
we started conferences before that. You remember we called so we about 20 conferences we had done before we handed over to Narayana. And then Narayana haven't done any conference in-house. We used to do our conferences, national and international. So, but our faculty is being
Actually, Narayana helped now. Narayana helped. They've gone into all health. So that's how it is.
We have organized about 20 conferences, national and international. But our faculty has been going to as a faculty or as a delegate to attend these conferences or deliver these lectures. So 482 conferences, whether we attended or we have organized, that is what we have done. Now the time had come that we started feeling pinch for our cancer patients because they had a lot of comorbidities. मेरा दिमाग तो कैंसर के अलावा कुछ सोच नहीं सकता था. So I did not think of the comorbidity. And for comorbidity, we had to send the patient to other hospitals. And then at that time, we decided, let's add multi-specialties and super specialties also, so that everything is done under one roof. Our patients don't have to go to other hospitals for other things. So we signed operate and manage agreement with Dr. Devi Shetty, Narayana Hospital. In April 2017, changed our name, became DHARAMSHILA Narayana Super Specialty Hospital. So this is just an operate and manage. The hospital is owned by the foundation only. Just before that, with the 10th anniversary, bring the 10th anniversary. The first, पहले वाली slide में, सुनील दत्ता जिसमें सुनील दत्ता पहले इससे पहले बहुत पहले और पहले हाँ this one. Now Our 10th annual Founders Day was coming, and we wanted to celebrate it. And the governing body met. Governing body met, and we were saying, "Kisko bulayen, kya karen, kaise karen, kaise karen." And my brother said the best way to celebrate is to do the felicitation of your cancer survivors. So we were 10 years old. We had 6 or 7 years cancer survivors with us, about 7 of them. This girl, who's being felicitated by Mr. Sunil Dutt, she came to our hospital with sarcoma of the lower limb, and she was advised amputation at Tata Memorial Hospital. She was 4 years or 5 years at that time. Father was a teacher, and he said, "No amputation, maregi to maregi, no amputation." We were very lucky. She was very lucky. God's blessing. She's 35 years old now. She's 35 years living a normal, healthy life. So she keeps on calling me, and whenever she comes to Delhi, she keeps on meeting me. So that day was a real day of fulfillment that yes, people have survived. With whatever objective we started, at least the survivors are coming now. And she was not an early case, she was a late case. And we became the first, now the quality was very close to my heart. Quality के लिए इन्होंने तो बाद में मुझे सिखाई quality, पर उससे पहले मैं भी quality के लिए मरती थी. So all our faculty and everybody worked like donkeys to get this NABH accreditation done. And we became India's first hospital to first cancer hospital to get that.
Second hospital to get accreditation. All hospitals including. But we were the first cancer hospital. Nobody was.
And this is the BMT unit.
Next one came 5 years later, by the way.
My girl had taken out a picture where Dr. Suparna was not there. No, then I said, "Bhai, wo hero kahan hai?" हीरो के बिना तो स्लाइड 0 हो जाएगी. दैट्स मामन चंडी. तो शान मारने के लिए उनको बुलाया कि आपने क्या सिखाया था, हमने क्या करा. वो शान मारने के लिए बुलाया था उनको. I was disheartened. I've spent so much money to hear कि this cannot be done.
Incidentally, I have no CMC.
Okay. Okay. आगे चलो बेटा, आगे चलो. After research. Okay, now came our Silver Jubilee celebration. And then we thought, yes, we again have to felicitate our cancer survivors. So we call them champions who defeated cancer. We call them all those champions. And 22, we were 25 years old. We had 22 to 23 years cancer survivors. There were multiple survivors, but we could afford to call everybody. So we chose 15 cancer survivors who had lived for 22 years after post-cancer. And we felicitated them. So that was the function that we did.
This is something we shall work on. That's what we're working on now. It's a kind of prevention.
You meet that 35 years girl, yaar, wo to matlab,
no, she had. I think we've got quite a few survivors. I'm running the survivorship program now.
Not only we felicitated our survivors, the people who made them survive, the faculty. So we haven't got those pictures today because I thought short rakna chahiye. Next, beta. Now the hospital, multi-specialty, super specialty, and our beds were being occupied by other people. And our terminally ill cancer patient, you see, they started coming to me. Hum kahan jaye? Because the balance beds naturally again cure. People were not interested in those people. They had not only physical problem, they had lots of emotional, spiritual, social problems, financial problems. And my heart kind of, if I could do for my father for 7 years, why can't I do it for these people? I was demotivated by my dear friend, by the entire governing body, by our financial advisor. It's not economically financially viable. I said, तो पैसा साथ लेके जाओगे क्या? नहीं viable तो नहीं viable. So I took the challenge and we commissioned Dharamshila Rahat Medical Center, which is hardly 1 kilometer from our main hospital. It's a small 31 beds hospital where we have the comprehensive palliative care for these people, not only for cancer, neurological problems, heart problem, the lung problem, the liver problem, the kidney problem. So all these people who cannot, since we have a super specialty hospital now, so anybody who cannot be cured, at least we can improve their quality of life. What we do? Ideally, from the day of the diagnosis, the palliation should come in. Why? Because the oncologist or the cardiologist or whosoever the specialist is, they are looking after only the physical part in the treatment. When I heard the diagnosis of cancer for my father, I didn't sleep for 1 month. I was like a zombie. Hua kya? Kaise ho gaya? So it is not only the patient who's suffering, it is the family also suffering. So palliative care not only provides physical care to the patients, but the emotional, the psychological, the spiritual care to all aspects. So we have the 2 palliative care specialists. Earlier palliative care medicine, anesthesiologists will go, like MD medicine will do the oncology. Now we have palliative care medicine also. So we have palliative care specialists, 2 palliative care specialists. We have a psychologist, we have a physiotherapist, we have a social worker, and all the works, whatever is like. Spiritual gurus, yoga, meditation, music, spiritual. To give you an example, my own brother, my father died of prostate cancer, my elder brother, he died 28th of last month. He was 84, 83, 84, he would be 84. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer early, 20 years ago. He was put on, he was given IMRT, that's radiation, to the local organ, and he had no symptoms at all for 20 years. Last 6 months, he developed, the cystitis, radiation cystitis, and necrosis of that area where the IMRT was given. And he started bleeding. So he was at Rahat, going in and out and going in and out. I did palliative care for my father, and now 6 months I did the palliative care for my brother. पंडित जी आ रहे हैं, ज्योतिषी आ रहे हैं, गुरु जी आ रहे हैं, स्पिरिचुअल गुरु जी आ रहे हैं, इस महाराज जी ने ये कह दिया, उस पंडित ने ये कह दिया, उसने ये कर दिया, जो कह दिया करते जाओ. So basically what this means is that patient and the family have to be supported. And finally we prepared the family, everybody was ready. The last day in the hospital, he came for change of his suprapubic catheter. He came from suprapubic catheter. And one of the oncologists said कि इनको वो दे दो, क्या चीज थी, blood bank वाली क्या चीज थी, cryoprecipitate. Okay, we will give cryoprecipitate. 4 packs of cryoprecipitate ordered are ready. My driver has gone to pick them up. I'm talking about the spirituality in this now. Okay. And the entire staff is like a family. So he is lying down, right hand side one palliative care surgeon, left hand side another palliative care surgeon, 2 nurses here, me, my bhabhi, everybody is there. And my niece calls up. And my niece was told by one of the gurus, you stay away from him. The angels are going to come and take him away. If you are there, they will run away. You should not be there in the room. And to आए भी हॉस्पिटल में उनको देख लें, 2 मिनट देख के दूसरे कमरे में चले जाया कर, वहां पे बैठा मत कर. So my niece calls up and Papa se baat karao. Where are you? At home. There's nobody to help me here. Come soon. पापा मैं गुड़गांव से आना है, अभी नहाना है, खाना खाना है, मैं आटूंगी, कब पहुंचेगी? 3 बजे. It will be too late. He goes away. He goes away. He goes away. For last 3 days, you see, he had come to his normal self. In between, sensorium disturbed, he is not talking to anybody, this is happening, that is happening. But last, दिए की बाती जैसे जलती है ना, जात बुझने से पहले जलती है, वैसे हो गया. Now, he was blessed with a grandson about a few days ago, and somebody, Dr. Amit, congratulated him. So he said, party karo, party karo, party karo. The party was ordered. The food had come, everything had come. He goes away. The entire staff starved on that. खाना मैंने कहा फेंकना मत, संभालो, 2-3 बार खा लेना, कुछ कर लेना. So the emotions, you see, the way you treat these people, and this is I'm giving you personal experience of this patient, but similarly so many of them have come. There's a doctor right now. It's so sad to see him. Wife is a gynecologist, he is a cardiologist. Wife ने डंप कर दिया है. इसने सारी उम्र मेरा ध्यान नहीं रखा, मेरे बच्चों का ध्यान नहीं रखा. तुम जानो, तुम्हारा काम जानो. He developed a stridor परसों दोपहर की बात है. We sent it to you. You don't know that. And the wife is not giving the consent. We called her, she refuses to give the consent. Then we had his brother's number, who is again a cardiologist in Pune. We called him up. कि ये तो वो नहीं दे रही, बोलता है मेरी कंसेंट लो, रिकॉर्ड करो. So we did hysterectomy. ठीक ठाक है बिल्कुल. उसको ड्रग करके घर से लेके आई थी वो औरत, और वो बेहोश पड़ा हुआ था. ठीक ठाक है, ठीक ठाक है. So which means कि physical care तो जो मिलनी है, जहाँ पे जो emotional care मिलती है. There are people who will come and the relative will come. इसने 10 दिन से नहीं खाया, इसने 12 दिन से नहीं खाया, इसने 8 दिन से नहीं खाया, इसका खाने का कुछ करो. ऐसे तुम हट जाओ, let us manage. So I'll go to one Bengali lady. She had been a professor. The daughter is saying they had come from Calcutta, and she's saying कि ये कुछ खा नहीं रही, इनको खिला दो कुछ. मैंने कहा तू बाहर जा, फिर खिलाएंगे. तो Navaratras were there, like Navaratras are there. I'm talking about last Navaratra. So I said, काली माँ की पूजा करते हो? हाँ करते हैं. दुर्गा पूजा होती है? होती है. दुर्गा पूजा में क्या खाते हैं? तो she said ये खाते हैं. मैंने कहा मैं बना के लाऊं, खाओगे? हाँ. I had that for my lunch. So it was with me. So I brought that. बेटी को बोला तू बाहर जा, तेरे सामने नहीं खिलाऊंगी, अकेले खिलाऊंगी. She polished off. 10 दिन से खाना नहीं खाया हुआ था. She polished off. Huh. So it is not the physical part that you have to see. You have to see the psychology. She finally died. She was sick. She was not eating. She finally died after a fortnight or so. But then I said, आपको पता है पन्ना क्या होता है? She said, क्या होता है? So I told her कि ये आम का बॉईल करके उसमें ये करके बनाते हैं. है तेरे पास? So I had a bottle of panna. So I put the bottle in her fridge and told her daughter थोड़ा थोड़ा करके देता है. She polished up the entire bottle by evening. There was another person. ये मेरी बीवी बड़ी बेवकूफ है, मुझे खीर नहीं खाने को देती. So I got खीर made from home. इतना बड़ा मटका लाके फ्रिज में रख दिया, खिलाते रहो. So these little things you see, and वो morphine की requirement कम हो जाती है. Patient comes with 40 milligram of morphine with pain. वो करते psychological, emotional, संगीत. One of our radiologists is a astrologer. one of our radiologists,
Yes, well, fine.
क्या नाम है उसका? Satish Bansal. When my brother was brought into the hospital for the first time. That time he had COVID, and he had what do you call it? Pneumonia. He was fine otherwise. And वो Pandit ji, and we have a temple over there, Durga temple we have. And Pandit ji and this, he went to the Pandit ji कि इनकी जरा वो निकाल, मेरे को इनकी शक्ल देख के ठीक नहीं लग रहा कुछ, इनकी वो डेट ऑफ बर्थ और ये वो निकाल. तो पंडित जी ने तो भाभी को बोला कि मैं पूजा करना चाहता हूँ, मेरे को ये दे दो. He said he is not going to live. Very tough time. If he passes November, fine. But he will not pass November, he will die before that. And ये इसकी बेटी जो बैठी हुई है ना, ये इसको मरने नहीं दे रही. बेटी को दूर रखो, इनको जाने दो. 3-4 times, you see, it was we thought we've lost him. And I told the palliative care people, just leave him alone. Let's leave him alone. Let's leave him alone. जाने दो ना, peacefully जाने दो. क्यों ये करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है, वो करना है. But the daughter, my God, she wouldn't let me do that. And finally, she was there. We went away. So we have TVs in the rooms. So you want to hear Ramayana, the YouTube is there. You want to hear the Gita. You want to hear the satsang. You want to hear anything. My brother wanted to go to, मेरे को पहलगाम ले चलो, मेरे को स्विट्जरलैंड ले चलो. तो वो रोज उनका टीवी के ऊपर कभी पहलगाम जा रहे हैं, तो कभी स्विट्जरलैंड जा रहे हैं, तो कभी अमरनाथ की यात्रा पे जा रहे हैं. So these are the things most of the people want at the tail end of their life. So we could not do that Dharamshila main hospital because poor oncologists, उनको सांस लेने को फुर्सत नहीं है, क्योर करने के लिए ये सब क्या करेंगे. But we have 31 beds and 3 emergency and 3 daycare. And we have full-fledged department of other things also. So that is, but the experience of the sad part is the sad part. The insurance companies do not have the policy for palliative care.
Correct.
PSUs will say कि हमारे पेशेंट को तो आदत पड़ी गई है कि वो एक दफा दाखिल हो गया ना अस्पताल में, तो वो मर के निकलेगा, चाहे 2 साल बाद निकले, चाहे 4 साल बाद बने, तो हम नहीं करेंगे. So people who have to spend out of the pocket, they are only coming. Lot of queries will come about, you see, insurance है नहीं है, PSU है नहीं है, वापस. So that is a big challenge, but luckily we've got 4 panels now. PSUs, we've got 4 panels. So we're working with the health ministry, working with the finance ministry, because insurance is under the finance ministry. Insurance is under the finance. We're working with them. देख रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, सोच रहे हैं, सो रहे हैं. तो अब मेरी स्पीड के साथ तो वो चलने वाले है नहीं है. They'll take their time. जब करेंगे. So that is the main experience. And I'm saying I'm living peacefully now on achieving our mission of having become a leader in cancer prevention. We are the only hospital in entire North India who is doing totally free prevention. Totally free. We are not charging a penny from anybody.
We have this mobile van which we take around, to the RWAs, some of the organizations, some of the corporate offices, and we will do it.
And then you see, I'm going to be 80 years in 6 months. But अभी भूत सवार हुआ कि अयोध्या में मंदिर बन रहा है, तो अयोध्या में कैंसर हॉस्पिटल भी होना चाहिए. We applied for the land. I went to Ashwadya, saw the thing. तो परसों मेरे पास आया कि रेट तय हो गए हैं और दिवाली के बाद जो है आवंटन is what
Distribution.
तो वो
Registration.
मतलब बांटना शुरू करेंगे किसको क्या देना है.
अच्छा कर रहे हैं आप.
They have acquired.
Instead of मंदिर हम चाह रहे थे बड़ा हॉस्पिटल बनाएंगे.
Precisely.
Dharamshila. we were looking for names कि क्या नाम रखें क्या नाम रखें क्या नाम रखें. तो मुझे पंचशिला बड़ा अच्छा लगता था. मेरे को पंचशिला बड़ा अच्छा लगता था. पंचशिला बड़ा अच्छा लगता था. तो on my father's anniversary, death anniversary, पंडित ने मेरी जान खाई उस दिन, बहुत बुरी तरह से मेरी जान खाई. आर्य समाजीज, and every month there has to be a हवन. 11 महीने कुछ नहीं बोले, 12वें महीने वाले एनिवर्सरी वाले हवन के बाद बच्चों का धर्म है कि माँ बाप की अधूरी इच्छाएं पूरी की जाए. एंड फॉर अ सेकंड आई थॉट, हाँ, हम 6 भाई बहनों ने तो कोई इच्छा डैडी की छोड़ी नहीं जो पूरी नहीं करी होगी. एंड सडनली आई हेयर माय फादर्स वॉइस. I was taking him to Batra Hospital for radiation in an ambulance, and the roads, Delhi roads, you know, so
Yeah, that is.
and he had stage 4 bony metastasis, and he was crying with pain कि तू what are you doing, put me under one roof, everything can be done. कभी यहाँ ले जाती कभी वहां ले जाती. I said, daddy है नहीं तो क्या करूं? Create one. When we reached Batra Hospital there was no room because daddy said मैं तो रोज नहीं आने जाने वाला, रेडियोथेरेपी कराने के लिए मुझे एडमिट करवा दे यहाँ पे. So there was a 3-bedroom over there. We put him temporarily, and my elder brother who died a few days ago, he came and he shouted at me, तेरी हिम्मत कैसे हुई जनरल वार्ड में मेरे बाप को रखने की? मैंने कहा कमरा नहीं, अपना अस्पताल बना. मैंने कहा तुम बाप बेटे क्या बोल रहे हो? तो अपना अस्पताल, बच्चों का खेल है, अपना अस्पताल बना बच्चों. तो एक दिन में दोनों ने ये कहा, I'd forgotten all about it. So पंडित जी ने कहा बच्चों का धर्म है, बच्चों का तो. Then I heard his voice. So after the havan, so my mother said, तेरा ध्यान हवन में क्यों नहीं लग रहा था? तू बीच में उल्टे सीधे चीरे क्यों बना रही थी? मैंने कहा डैडी से बात कर रही थी. So I got up and told them कि भाई ये है. अब बच्चों का धर्म आ गया वहां से, और शिला मुझे पसंद थी तो धर्मशिला. So that is that. So but sitting amongst all of you, I feel like a chinty.
I think we feel opposite to it.
I feel like a chinty. I feel like a chinty because Are Ram 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 Ram. I am not fond of things. You awarded me. There are many were Lady Harding. They gave me the Life Achievement Award. ठीक है. Award लेके क्या? The biggest award is our survivors. Now coming to Disha. Talk about it.
Well,
I'll take a mic. I'm very proud of you.
Don't listen to that. But I can tell you, I've told her, हम सबको भेज के तू जाएगी.
दीवार बनाने हैं, टिकट करने हैं, तो मेरे दिमाग में घुर रहा था. Because अभी लैंड मिल गया, उन्होंने पता नहीं 11,000 एकड़ जमीन एक्वायर कर ली है. It's going to be a big township. So the first priority was given to the ashram and the mandir. The second priority given here. We are in the third hospital and the and the institute. They are the third priority. 26 लाख रुपए एकड़ की जमीन है. मैंने कमिट कर दिया. And I met the client and I said, जिस दिन आपका आवंटन शुरू होगा, उस दिन मुझे बुलाना. तो मेरे को मेरी चॉइस का प्लॉट चाहिए. Which should be, I said, east facing. It should have be open on 3 sides. So, like I have these 2 plots right now at the hospital. So he's in touch with me, Mr. Tripathi, and he'll call me and I'll go there. प्लॉट चुन लूंगी. आप बता दीजिए आपके लिए क्या चुन रहा हूँ.
No, this Disha actually came into existence 3 साल पहले, when the Narayana 3 साल पहले ही शुरू हुआ था. So at that time, अब कुछ तो करना है जैसे, तो अपना अपना शौक है. I tell her she likes to make the buildings, I like to plan the buildings and the patient care. That's how we get together. So उस वक्त, the biggest thing that used to bother me was कि पेशेंट आता है, कैंसर डायग्नोस होता है, घर जाता है पैसे इकट्ठे करने को अपनी तरफ से, and we don't see him or her for the next so many years. And I'll be honest, being a woman, breast cancer being the commonest one we used to treat, that's where I concentrated a little. And the number of ladies who were curable जब हमारे पास आए, and a year later incurable हो गई, that used to bother me. And that's where Disha came in. Because financial need, even if today, God forbid, I need the money, मुझे भी तो इकट्ठा ही करना पड़ेगा ना. उस दौरान में there are enough people around to tell them about 20 other better treatments. Culture है हमारा. Everybody from, the mochi to the, that will tell you कि क्या treatment लेनी चाहिए. और हम सुनते हैं. So that is where I brought in Disha for my patients. एक तो I felt कि somewhere financial aid I have to get them. And I was an optimist. मैंने कहा अगर अस्पताल के लिए पैसे इकट्ठे कर सकते हैं तो patient treatment के लिए भी कर सकती हूँ. So that's where it started. We have a team, and what we do is कि जो patient register होता है वो हमारे पास जरूर आता है. In fact, I'm proud to say in 3 years चौकीदार भी कह देता है प्रॉब्लम है ना कैंसर की, 6 नंबर में चले जाओ. 6 number is where my doctor team sits. So वो, we do everything for them. We help them out emotionally. We have a psychologist. We help them out. There's a doctor there all the time. She looks after छोटी-छोटी बातें, ये rash हो गई, constipation हो गई. The oncologists don't have time for this. तो ये बैठ के ये कर लेती है. She also helps me with the prevention part of it, which we'll talk about a little later. And we have a social worker who helps us get the funds for them. So, as I said, people are very generous. To start their treatment immediately, तो 2-3 sources मैंने रखे हुए हैं. वो within a week, week and a half, 2 weeks, पैसे मिल जाते हैं शुरू करने के लिए. But I tell them I can't give you all of it. There are a lot of generous people, a lot of generous organizations. तो हम पैसा भी इकट्ठा करके उनको दे देते हैं according to how much they contribute, how much we do. And in the process, इनके bone marrow वाले भी हमारे पास आ जाते हैं for transplants. So we try to our best on that too. So we're helping them financially. We have the psychologist for the emotional care. We have a doctor for little problems day to day. उसको रात को 2 बजे भी लोग phone कर लेते हैं. She's quite kind enough to give her answers. So it's just basically a support system we've got. We've got a nurse. वो उस कमरे में सब बैठे हुए हैं, सारे problems. So as the चौकीदार says, and I heard it accidentally walking towards it. कैंसर का प्रॉब्लम है ना, 6 नंबर में चले जाओ. They'll take care of it. So we're a one-stop kind of place for cancer. And that's what Disha does.
You are giving the direction.
Now, these are survivors. Because I call them a survivor the day they start their treatment. After all, they're surviving cancer. And that's really the latest definition too, as per the Lancet that I read. So that is where we start them, and we help them every way we can. Luckily, God has been kind. लोग पैसे भी दे देते हैं उनके लिए. लोग, I've got a good team. They look after them also. तंग नहीं होते. Time भी spend कर लेते हैं.
Intention is pure. That's providential.
Actually,
It just
actually,
happens.
that's all it is. It just happens. It just happens.
You are in quantum level
Absolutely.
connectivity.
So I don't know whether it's quantum level or what, but somewhere somebody's helping us a lot. That's all I can say. This
You are
is
on a
that.
mission.
And
Very
prevention was something, as she said, from day one we had gotten into prevention. And earlier, again, nice people would give me the money and I could do it free. So I was doing it. It's always been free. And we've always done a mammogram. We've always done this. But let me share my experience. Pehli baar, somebody gave me 100 people, ladies. Believe it or not, at the end of it, I didn't have 100 ladies who would come for it. मैंने अपने staff को बोला, and I counted with the HR. उस वक्त 40 ladies थी who should have been screened. 4 या 5 आई, और वो भी मैंने जबरदस्ती lab की ladies को भेजा. I'm being honest. People don't want to, and they're frightened, you see. कि cancer निकल आएगा तो क्या होगा? That's something that I had never anticipated. I learned it. So you have to tell them, अच्छा होगा. जल्दी pick up करेंगे, treat हो जाएगा. And luckily we have a lot of survivors now. I have, I think in these 3 years, registered about 1,500 survivors by my definition and the international definition. तो वो पुराने वाले भी हैं, वो भी हैं. I totally agree. You see, those were being taken care of. I was taking care of the ones that were currently with us. You see. So the thing is, because we are able to provide them financial aid, we are able to start their treatment early. We don't lose them. That is the biggest thing that I've learned in these 3 years. कि थोड़े से पैसे भी दे दोगे ना आप, तो वो बाकी मैनेज कर लेते हैं. But that initial period जो होता है ना, हफ्ता 2 हफ्ते, उसमें अगर गुम हो जाए, then you've had it. You've lost the battle. So that's what we tried to do in Disha. And that is what Disha does. It's the journey ahead after cancer, as I say. So that is Disha.
I have one survivor.
Yeah, thank you.
We don't get any help from any other hospital. And Dr. Pavan Gupta operated at that point. And it's been now 17 years, no sign of breast cancer. And the care that you talk, the personal care, that we have witnessed more closely, I have witnessed during COVID. Everything they could care, food, everything, they make sure you eat that because it's under that love.
Yeah.
That is part of it. And
Thank you.
it's kind of stigma to the hand. So,
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Subhasha ma'am and Dr. Ramesh ma'am. And now, Dr. Suparna Chakraborty, I'm requesting to give your experience here. So already, no need to introduce because ma'am already introduced you as a very tough guy. I have also very experience because when post-COVID, I was in post-COVID bed. So I have a D-dimer almost 10 times. That means it's possibility of the coagulating my blood. So sir came, immediately told what you are doing, watching TV, shake your leg. Do you know what is your immunoparameter? So anyway, so no need to introduce his career because he was from University of Birmingham and UK. He has started transplantation there. So sir, your turn. And he is a founder of Manashri Chakraborty Foundation. And oh yes, sure, no problem.
So I will anyway. I mean, the slides can.
No, just we will announce later. But I would like to make also that along with the 2 MoU signing, so we want to. The university is honoring Dr. Suparna Chakraborty as the adjunct professor to the Institute of Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research. So, Normally we will head over. So, please, go ahead.
We are sitting in this room today. You know, a lot of us are scientists. I mean, almost all of us are scientists, I would say. No, I mean, medicine is a part of science. I mean, a lot of part, but it is science. So, if you just do a head count over here, you will find that the women outnumber men by 2:1. When you look at the international scenario, there are seminars and symposiums going on about women not being in the field of STEM, they are not getting opportunities, etc. But our country is different, and we need to project it. And I mean, in my life, I mean, I have been an atheist all my life in the true sense, because I was guided by, I mean, our entire family had a communist ideology, and we were born haters of anything that is Indian and anything that's religious. So that was the upbringing. But I always believed in one God, and that was my mother. The God did not have gender for me. So my God was my mother. And she was really a saint in the real sense of the term. And she passed away what we call Ichya Mrityu. I mean, very few people have this capacity of dying when they wish to die. She had that, she did that. I mean, in the website, you'll find her brief biography. I'm not getting into the detail of that. But she has been my inspiration all through. And I have, looked at women as a force. And I would here mention about two women in the last decade of my life. The first one being Dr. Khanna. I mean, we टक्कर एक दूसरे से टक्कर बहुत होते हैं. But I possibly don't respect anyone more than Dr. Khanna after my mother. So she has that level of, she occupies that stature in my mind, because every time I sit back and think that what a person can achieve, I am failing, I am feeling depressed, I am sad, I think of her. I think of her journey, because she has a lot of times told about her journey. What you heard today maybe is 1% of what actually the stories are. So she's a huge inspiration for me personally. I mean, a lot of things we might not agree upon, but she would never cease to be my inspiration. And she should be an inspiration for everyone, I think. And that's what very important, the book. I mean, I had actually asked Dr. Sneha Bhargav to write her biography. I would author it for her. I would modify and get it published, but it's a task. So I think it's a very pertinent suggestion to write the experience. Yeah, this is not Shan. This is, madam, this is for the future generations.
You can go on speaking like this, and somebody can record and then.
I have on my mobile. You keep speaking and it will convert it into text.
And and the second thing, what
research fellow or somebody who knows computer and they keep on talking, good like this.
Just spontaneously speak. Yeah, spontaneously speak. It will be recorded. It can.
Actually, I should have done that. We will give a copy to you also. This also ask.
Recorded work.
I have voice note. You can keep speaking and it will keep asking to you.
The second thing I would talk about was this journey of the haploidentical transplantation. Dr. Khanna talked about it, how it all started over here. When I started it in Kolkata Apollo Hospital for the first time, um, I did not have any doctor with me to do it. I was all by myself. And the doctors who were MD medicines, etc., who joined, they worked some for a few weeks, some for a couple of months. They just could not, accept the intensity and what is associated with this discipline. Many of them went on to do medical oncology, etc., DM and all from Tata and all the places. They all sort of admitted that they are not cut out for this. And it was by a stroke of luck that I met Dr. Sarita Jaiswal, who wanted to, because she had a huge experience of internal medicine and critical care medicine before she did her MD path. And so I was stuck with a femoral line in a BMT unit, and I could not find anyone. So I remembered that she had done it. So I just called her over that, can you help me? And she smartly did what she did, and she left. So, and I did not know of course I was doing it all by myself. And then as luck would have it, she wanted to join us. And I put things together and she started working with us. And there was, within a few days, there was a situation where a patient needed overnight monitoring. We had a MBBS doctor. I thought it was not enough. I was tired. I was almost dead. She came off from home and was there. So I said, I found someone.
Not once, many times.
So actually, this whole haploidentical program is run by her. I have possibly given it a shape and form, but just say, when you have a Durga Murti, you create the exterior of it, but then to give it light, you need someone to give it light, to draw the eyes, to make the details of it. So that is what she has. So these two people have immensely influenced my sort of outlook, my professional life in the last 10 years. And I came across why I suggested Geetali to be included in this committee was that she has got that element which Dr. Khanna and Dr. Sarita has. She is another firebrand. And infection control in the hospital was nothing. She made it something, and something means a huge something. The hospital won. They participated in a lot of things last time in what was it? Not a quiz program. The Association of Healthcare Providers of India. So there were 5-6 categories the hospital participated. It won only one award, and the first prize in infection control. I've not seen something so meticulously done as it is done in this hospital. So all of you sitting over here, you know that you are the force. You are the force, not these people, not the men. The force are the women. If the world has to change, it has to happen from you people. If Dr. Khanna did not start that cancer hospital at that point of time, I don't think what we are experiencing today in the field of cancer in India would have. So thank you a lot to you, madam, and to you and to you.
Next. Signing is supposed to be no, there is something. So already resolving right chance to be shaken. So we can be So
we'll start this, before MoU signing, the first is honoring Dr. Subhanu Chakraborty as adjunct professor honorary. So, Professor Selvamoorthy, please.
Yeah, this is the our Institute in Molecular Medicine and Stem Cell Research, and we are also want to include Sir as the adjunct professor here. So this is the draft from the Amity University. Acha, acha. Thank you. Thank you. So this is the time we can start the MoU signing also. So Niranjana, can you bring these two files? ये अच्छा ये पहले क्लीन करा दो ना.
Otherwise, I joined everything so that I get some experience also in a student. जो पैसा नहीं उतना तो ऊपर हिस्सा नहीं.
पैसे वाले जगह नहीं चाहिए, स्कूल चाहिए तो जहाँ पे मतलब जमीन सबसे सस्ता है ना. Schools are needed most over there.
Yes. We can tell Madam.
नहीं करना है ना.
They have got a fountain pen.
नहीं अब ले लीजिए.
Somebody has read it. One of the problems is ma'am, how many people you have come across who say oil is important?
But there are plenty of people who will tell you कि होता ही नहीं है कैंसर, ये सब डॉक्टरों ने किया है पैसा बनाने के लिए. खबरें बिल्कुल ज्यादा इनको मतलब कैंसर कर देंगे तुम. हमें है नहीं कर देंगे. पेपर पुड़िया है ना कि तुम्हें दे दूंगी कैंसर.
We had a colleague out there. He was talking with us. So he had that prostate cancer. So हमने कहा कि सर इसका इलाज करा लो. I'm talking 10-12 years back.
My brother, he didn't want to have the treatment. People are very ignorant, and we have a whole lecture on something called myths of cancer.
Just about a month and a half back, he now developed that cancer and straight on.
It's unfortunate. This is what I think get upset about. If we catch it early,
Is it genetically also family wise it
about 5 to 10%. My brother, 5 to 10. 5 to 10%. Cancer, we have my body and these are plenty of
because like Mr. Giri Kohli, his daughter also was here. She died of breast cancer once until she found
See, there is a fundamental thing. Why there are two things, two fundamental things that we need to change in the way we approach biological sciences. One is we have to go back to the basics. Means we have to understand our own understanding of science, which was there 10,000 years back. We have to completely detached from it.
yes.
So, we look at, the problem, I see any sphere of science right now, everyone is looking at one receptor, one ligand, one protein, one molecule, and they are spending their life on it. When you ask them what resides beside that receptor, they don't know. So they have got 100 papers on one receptor. Now you have got one part. Who is making the whole out of it? So there is no holistic understanding of
integrative physiology is
I was so surprised. We were working on regulatory T cells. So I went to King's College London for there was a department who were working on regulatory T cells in kidney organ transplant. So I went over there, stayed with them for 3-4 days. Very, very good work, excellent work. They're doing even clinical trials on it. Now, I said, my field is bone marrow transplant, and what is your take on it? We have no idea about it. So we know all how to do it in this, whatever it is. So next door, there is someone working on regulatory T cells in Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel disease. So I said, what are they doing? Oh, they are doing something like this, but we don't. This is the fragmentation of knowledge that we have created, which has just taken everything back by 10,000 years. We can keep on doing, research after research on one part or the other part, unless we understand the whole, nothing is possible. And that is where, that is where Ayurveda and homeopathy would come in. We have to incorporate it. We cannot have MBBS teachers without Ayurveda being taught. We cannot. You have to sit back and understand that how 10,000 years back people thought of, Pancha Dhatu, the concept kahan se aaya, wo samajhna hai. We are thinking of ourselves as if nature is something else, we are something else. No, we are not. We are a part of the nature, we are part of something else. Microbiology is an interesting example. Why are we getting drug resistance after drug resistance? We have a soul. Yes. We don't talk about it. And now, if we talk of the soul, we are not talking of science according to Western paradigm. And what I have realized in the last few years, maybe the last 5 years, I just keep on telling one thing. To Madam ne bhi bata rahe the other aspect of it, the other side of the moon. I mean, it's so pragmatic. When we landed on the other side of the moon, right? Everyone landed on one side, we landed on the other side of the moon. And so aptly, Modi ji named it Shiva Shakti Point. I mean, I can't think of anything more poignant than it. वो तो लगेगा. We have created this
Change the name to Bharat.
The thing is, I mean, every and this is where I'm coming, that we have to move our understanding from chemical and reactivity to quantum reactivity. I mean, we have to understand quantum. Now, to understand quantum, we have to go to Vedas and Upanishads. We cannot understand quantum without it. Schrodinger, Niels Bohr, anyone you name, they all say the same thing, that Veda ko padhna hai to understand quantum. How, without interrupting the physical plane, a wave is passing from one place to the other. And they have said it, what alone was 15,000, 30,000, I don't even know. Because ये जो dating करते हैं ना, ये dating भी गोरे लोग की है, 3,200 साल पहले वेदा लिखा गया है. Because they can't go back beyond that. क्योंकि उनके हिसाब से, Bible के हिसाब से, that is when the world started. So you cannot say. उनका तो हिसाब ही नहीं है. Yeah, I mean, it's very sad. I mean, what we have done to ourselves. I mean, एक तो जला के खत्म कर दिया. Whatever.
So we are not able to go back, which is very strong.
We can't, because you know what, there is a very, I mean, everyone, sir, एक किताब सब पढ़िए, Flight of the Deities बोल के Flight of the Deities. So Flight of the Deities उसको पढ़िए. I mean, if you read it and can stay still, I mean, when these invasions happen, I have a family, place. And once there is it might be a piece of stone, it might be an idol, it might be a non-valuable item. As far as idol is concerned, it might be claimed, carried them from place to place and saved by So that is one of the reasons we have established it's all
वो एक्चुअली दिया है. हाँ, दो हाँ काट लीजिए, काट
4 फाइल में होगा. दो अलग अलग है ना, तो वो अपना वाला मुझको दे देंगे और आप उनको
एक में 2 फाइल
दो दिया.
ठीक है.
तो अभी क्या फेलिसिटेट कर दूं? फेलिसिटेट शुरू करें.
I was
इंस्टा खाके आजकल
the terms they are using, they are not Muslims or Christians and Hindus. The terms that are used, I just can't believe it.
अभी एक्सचेंज होगा. I'm just coming. नहीं, अभी तो एक्सचेंज करना है, फेलिसिटेशन बाकी है, बस खत्म.
मैम, पर I opener meeting you is such a privilege.
आपके बारे में सुन के मैं तो very much चिंती हूँ.
आपको कुछ नहीं, मैम, यहाँ पे हम सुबह शाम कॉफी करते हैं, पर my passion was to.
See, Dr. Khanna never took a lift when our department is in fourth floor. So she used to supervise the ward daily. She used to walk up.
And by both the daughters, I had offers when I was given premature retirement because my father was also suffering from cancer. So this time, so I have another offer. So I have been, and I am seeing just everything. So your love for your father has kickstarted.
Yeah, this is time. Okay. Let's start the exchange of the MU. So, Amity University of Uttar Pradesh will provide the MU drafts to DHARAMSHILA Foundation, and DHARAMSHILA Foundation also will exchange the files to Amity University Uttar Pradesh. इसका बात करते हैं, बस wait करोगे? नहीं, मैम will give you ना? अच्छा. अच्छा.
ये वाला
Okay. Now, there will be exchange of Amity University Uttar Pradesh and Manushi Foundation. अच्छा, ठीक है मैम, आप इधर हटा दीजिए. हाँ, पीछे पे आ जाइए. आ जाइए. हाँ, ठीक है, 10 मिनट. Exchange. Now, time for facilitation. I'm requesting. Total process. कितना है?
sports to
कितना है? नहीं, मनोज, give the. ये दो नंबर
आदि शक्ति नारी शक्ति ब्रह्मा शक्ति
अभी भी इतना मोटा वाला जेम्स ये लेट नहीं है. ये वाला ही.
So
जेम्स कैसे लिखा? नहीं, उसको पता नहीं है.
We have already put, I mean, the whole concept is Shiva is the still form and Shakti is the form that operating us around. So, I mean, only Shiva is nothing without Shakti.
Achha. This is time to felicitate Dr. Shubheshna Khanna ma'am. Thank you. And we'll also give the memento. तुलसी पान बाद में रखे आ रहे. आप लीजिए ना. तुलसी पूरे एक ही दिन ना एक ही. अरे ये मेरा. It's her box. ওদের জন্য নিয়ে আসা হয়েছে ভাবে হ্যাঙ্গিং আচ্ছা गिफ्ट कहाँ सब गिफ्ट है ना अच्छा फेलिसिटेशन फ्रॉम डॉक्टर रमेश दावर मैम अच्छा अच्छा ओके सॉरी One gift from special gift from founder president sir. Hence amity is a singular piece for us. हाँ ऑनली हाँ ठीक है अभी felicitation of Dr. Suparna Chakraborty sir. Actually, this peacock sent by founders are today morning only. So I'm calling Dr. Munish, Dr. Joshpal also, please come. Sarita, Geetali, please. Dr. Sarita Joshpal. Yes, she is already a part of our institute. Thank you. Dr. Munish Tandon, my friend from LBS, please. Sure. Okay, thank you.
So I will take this opportunity to share something in Bengali. Anyone from Odisha?
No, Odisha.
Aite shal, jaite shal.
Dr. Geetali. It's the first time in Amity University. Most welcome.
Just glad that you changed the date. The date was coming during the class.
Yes, yes.
I took a shot in the day.
अरे ये बड़ा अच्छा
ये मैडम ने बताया तभी सब we are so, as I say, we are detached from our culture so much.
Right.
Structures. हमको कहीं हाँ इस दिन कोई मीटिंग करेंगे नहीं इस दिन वो करेंगे नहीं
अच्छा, we'll go for lunch and oh तुलसी हाँ वो तो गाड़ी में चला जाएंगे. So we'll go together for the अच्छा first of all ma'am we'd like to visit our campus or go. अच्छा ठीक है हाँ first I go for lunch हाँ ठीक है मैम ठीक है nice मैम
मैडम का ये सर
हाँ
उसी के साथ ये भी आपका गाड़ी में
एक जाएगा
हाँ गाड़ी में मैडम का गाड़ी मैडम को कार्ड दिया नहीं मैडम को कार्ड नहीं मैडम को कार्ड इसका भी नहीं है ये ले उनका जाएगा तो ये वाला
एक उनको जाएंगे
रजिस्टर एक So thank you all of you, the guest and the scientist, and came from the DHARAMSHILA Foundation and Manushi Chakraborty Foundation. So we are closing the MoU program for today. So we'll go for the campus visit as well as the lunch time. Thank you.